without pointing fingers or anything, one could say that at one point of time, EA has been said to be inspired by other titles. And for many years, I was actually wondering when we were gonna get their Diablo clone. Never happened until now.
Yes.
Sort of.
Sort of. Diablo meets science fiction meets Pokemon.
Ooh. Nice.
Sort of.
Well, is it any good? Because, I mean, those are kind of popular games, I would say.
Off the bat, no, it's not really that good.
Okay.
If we, to start at the beginning, it's a sci-fi version of Diablo. You have 3 heroes instead of just one that you switch between while you're in battle, and they have different abilities, and there's a grand total of 100 heroes to unlock and choose between, and then build your squad from that. And they all have different abilities that combine in various ways. Some of them, they have a squad ability that everyone in the squad can access, even though you're not playing with that access.
Like auras and...
Yeah, and like, one may have a extra strong attack that the other guys can use, even though you're playing with that sort of thing. And those ideas are all really good. I mean, that's what part of what it actually made me excited for this game in the beginning. But when it comes to the actual gameplay, there are some really dumb design decisions and some rather boring mechanics.
Okay, so let's go for the dumb ones first.
Yeah. You play as this character called the Progenitor or something, which is, the Darkspore version of the guy who collects Pokemon. And you're the guy who collects these monsters, and you increase in level, which grants you the ability to buy even more monsters and stuff like that. Your monsters themselves don't progress.
Okay.
So they're stuck with the same 3 abilities at all times. And in order to make them stronger, you have to put your equipment on them. The equipment is what decides the level. And the problem is, the level of the enemies you're facing rises quicker than the loot you're gathering. So you end up having to go back and grind and farm, particularly if you grow bored with one hero and decide, oh, I want a new one. And then that new guy is based on some different stats or different energy type. There are 5 energy types in total, which both your heroes use and the monsters use, and enemies of the same type as your hero deal double damage. So, if you're in a level with plasma and chrono enemies, for instance, you don't want to bring a plasma or a chrono hero.
So basically you have to have like 5 heroes.
Exactly. And you have to continuously gear those up because the blend of enemy energy types switches all the time. Okay. I mean, it's the same for, one level, like, it's always the same level, but the next level might be a different type. Yeah. So you need to keep, a pretty broad squad or a set of squads, and they all have to be about the same level. And so you have to go back and farm equipment.
Yeah, I was going to say that sounds like a lot of grinding.
It is.
But usually grinding in this kind of game, dungeon crawl, if you will, isn't necessarily a bad thing, because that's like 80% of the game. I mean, going out and grinding in Diablo was sort of what made the game
Diablo,
fun.
you kill 1 billion monsters.
Yes, exactly. So what's so bad about it in Darkspore?
The thing is, the actual combat is not interesting. It's just click the guy until he dies. Occasionally you're hitting 1, 2, or 3 for the special ability. But what really annoys me is, like I said, your heroes don't progress. So they start out with 3 abilities and they keep those abilities to the end of the game, and they don't get any new ones. So in order to unlock new abilities, you have to unlock new heroes, which means going back and grinding even more gear. And so you quickly get stuck in this sort of rut. I'm bored with these guys, but I can't be bothered to get some new ones.
Okay.
And that's the fundamental problem of Darkspore.
Okay. So again, for this kind of game, multiplayer?
Multiplayer works pretty well, actually.
Yeah.
You can play the entire game in co-op, and playing in co-op is literally just a matter of hitting one button. Okay. And then the matchmaking finds some guys for you to play with, and that part works really, really well.
And that's usually a feature refined for or confined for the consoles.
So yeah. But he'll just hit the button, matchmake, and he'll find you 1, 2, 3, 4 buddies. And as long as you have a gear level on your squad that's sufficient for the level you want to play, it'll work no problem.
Okay. So that's actually the way to experience Darkspore?
It's a little more fun playing with other guys.
Okay. Okay.
But still, it's the same fundamental mechanics. Yeah. So, if it might offset the boredom for a while, but there's a good chance you'll grow bored anyway.
So we just heard that Diablo 3 is probably going to have its beta released this year. Is this the dungeon crawler for people who are waiting for that beta, or should they just go back and play Diablo 2?
Torchlight or Torchlight 2 when that comes out, or something else. Because this is... I'm disappointed.